The autumn wind is a pirate.
Welcome, Raider Nation, to the Raider Nation podcast. I am your host, Raider Greg. That's right. We're going to talk a little bit about the Cards, a little bit about our team, how this game went, and how excited we should all be even now. That and more here on show 690, folks.
Raider Nation podcast, keeping alive. Raider Greg since 05, we continue to thrive. By the fans, for the fans, commercial free flow. Raiders are back, baby, let the world know.
All right, Raider Nation, on today's show, we will have a post game for the Cards, the Redbirds. I have a red bird. Yeah, she's a Rhode Island red bird. One of my favorite chickens. Let's not get too much into that. But, yes, that game showed a lot about our team. And we have a lot to talk about on that. And also, a pregame for the Texans. On Tuesday, we have a scrimmage with them, some practices. It's going to be a good thing. We'll talk about that as well. The Boneline should wrap it up. And it's on fire. You guys are always on fire. Thank you for listening to the longest running professional Raider podcast ever and ever will be, because we've been going for a long time, folks, as you should know. All right, let's get to it, shall we? I can't wait for the season.
Held it down when they didn't understand. Now the Jets fueled up for the new campaign. Wash away the doubt, let it pour like rain. Raiders are back and we bossing. Silver and black on the carpet. Greg in the booth since the 05. Real fans, we don't do the talking. Commercial free, keep authentic.
Now, before I go into this post game, I just have to say a few things that are on my mind, and I have to be on all these preseason games. You know, not everybody's hitting as hard as they will. Not everybody's pushing quite as hard as they can, especially along the offense and defensive lines. Just enough, I think, to get things done. Very precarious, really, for the big boys up front. No one wants to get hurt on either side. And so there you go on that. But the other parts of the team, the defensive backs, wide receivers, running backs, all that is very, very important. And everyone needs to shine brightly in the preseason. So with that being said, and knowing that, it's not really all in, and we don't want to hurt people. That's why Max isn't out there. That's why Bowers isn't out there, because, they they don't want to take a chance in the preseason with our two champion players, honestly. So I love the game, did not like the loss, and I do like the fact that the players focused on the loss. And I think that's important as well. Something they can't get used to as a team, and they can't just start accepting those losses. That doesn't work well for any team. Certainly not this team. It's a new freaking team. And, well, what else can I say? Now, the offensive line did a great job. Cousins' first team offense was clicking. It was clicking the whole way. The line was talking. Cousins had full command of this offense. You could totally see he was confident. Ball came out quickly. The run game was instantaneous. And I think our line's going to change a little, but I think for now it looked pretty good, especially for the run offensive line. But then again, it's preseason. Can't get too excited. It's preseason, okay? Because that's exactly what it is. We can see little pictures of how good it can be. Like Jack Besh. He was missing in camp, and here comes a game. And especially Cousins talked about him too, about how solid his hands are.
Clint noted that Jack Bech hasn't had a ton of opportunities in practice, but tonight
Yes.
he seemed to play pretty well. What did you see from him?
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think the ball has found him as much in practice as we would have liked. What I've noticed of Jack is very strong hands, and as a quarterback, there's going to be tight coverage in this league, and so you need people who, with someone, right on them, can still go grab the football. And that's what the great receivers I've played with have been able to do, and Jack has that trait. And so he showed it again tonight, and part of the reason I felt I could put it on him is because I knew, Jack's going to be like a power forward with an entry pass there, and even though the DB's coming, he's going to have a strong hands and bring the ball in and hold on. And he has a play strength that I really like, and it gives me confidence to drill the ball on him, knowing that he can make those plays.
And now when he grabs the ball, it stays in his hands, and he does some great contested catches. That's what he's for. He was a second-round pick for that reason, and here's the other reason I love him, is he runs through people. Once he gets the ball, he will run over you, through you, and that's good for me. I love that. It just shows those little skinny defensive backs, watch out because this guy's coming, and he's a freight train. I love that. The touchdown pass from number 15 was beautiful.
They put it in the end zone. Try and tie up this game. Mendoza, quick throw. Whoa! And it's caught! The Mandalorian with his first Raider touchdown, and it goes to Jack Bech.
Yeah, really nice. He gets it up and down really quick. And watch how low this ball is. He protects the receiver low and away. Really nice job with ball location.
Well caught, well delivered, and the whole team celebrated on that one, as it should have. You can see that the team is starting to gel, even from the first play to the last play of that game. You could see how things were getting to be more fluid. But in all honesty, I love this game. We played a good game, showed a lot of improvement from last year. I'm sure if you saw any games last year, this is a huge improvement.
You talked back in May about being brought in to lead this offense and efficiency and how this offense needs to run, and now you're leading the NFL in interceptions. What do you got to do to fix that?
Number one, take care of the ball, not throw interceptions. That's the simplest way I can put it to you. But first of all, I owe it to my teammates, really, to go out there and play better.
I think Cousins has complete command, but Fernando played very well, placed the ball excellently. I had a couple of, not great plays, but he's playing with a second team. So you have to understand they're trying to be the first team. But, there was a little moment there in a press conference when they asked him if Fernando could be practicing with the first team, and, well, they're working on it kind of a thing. So I'm not going to hurry this coach. Some of the things I saw that were refreshing was movement. And, that keeps the defense on the edge because they're not sure where everyone's going. I love the movement of the offensive line. I love the way they bullied people. That was excellent. I love the running backs. I mean, Washington's no joke. He has a 56-yard scant, and he ran over a couple guys in that jaunt, and that was a beautiful thing to see.
Straight I formation for Washington to run behind, and he's into daylight. He gets a block. Mike Washington Jr. all the way down to the 12-yard line. He rips off a 56-yard run, and the block by Connor Hayward sprung him.
You're going to see the lead block, and then just watch the explosiveness once he gets through the line of scrimmage and once he gets up on the second level. Great quickness, great elusive, great stiff arm. He can be violent on those inside runs, excellent speed and big play potential when you get him in space.
Again, what do I say? See how his shoulders are always square. And so the defenders kind of bounce off because of...
And his burst of speed and his cut was beautiful. So we hope to see a lot more of that. It's the 1-2 punch I'm looking for this year, and that's exactly what our coach was talking about, running the ball. I really don't have a lot of questions about who's going to be first and second string, who we're going to cut. I don't know for sure. I know it's happening. They're figuring it out as we speak. But I thought the offense looked pretty good first and second team for sure. Third team was looking like third team, and that's just what they look like. So the defense. Now, the defense, I noticed that we have a too high safety, and they drop one down or the other. It's kind of interesting how they're doing this. They're depending more on their defensive line, which really wasn't out there in full force during this game, so you didn't get that effect. So the defensive backs were out there. They were running around a long time. The quarterback had plenty of time to throw the ball, and Minshew looked like, Peyton Manning. Give me a break. He never played that good for us, even in preseason. What the heck? Malik Benson continues to shine. That guy, I'm telling you, looks just like Antonio Brown to me. Same everything. Even his face with his facial expressions, I'm telling you, he looks like a young Antonio Brown. He's a good kid, though. He's got a great head on his shoulders. I think he'll be a great player. I hope we can keep him in that room. So, McCoy, Hezekiah, Massis, all the defensive backs were worked very hard for their first game, and everyone's just trying to get in sync. Now, our defensive backs were not great. There was a lot of issues. Then again, the Redbirds has had another game before this, so they had another game to gel before we did. Plus, they had a week earlier of camp. Those guys have been working harder and longer, and it showed a little bit in this game, but I think we have better players for sure, and we didn't unleash the dragon as we will the first game of the season, I can tell you that. Zune, Rogers, Grant all played very well.
Specifically on Caleb Rogers, can you tell me what you see out of his game, what you like?
Yeah, no, he's a great presence. He's got a lot of dog to him. He's a fighter, competitive, and wants to be a really good player. And I think that whole group up front is working really hard. They come to work every day with a great demeanor as a unit, as individuals, and I like the way they approach their job.
JPJ played pretty good too, but of course the coach was not going to make him the first stringer or that position for the rest of the season because there's still a lot to go down, a lot of competition, and that's really what it is about in this particular administration. I love Keenan Crawford. I love the fact that he's raw and he's fresh and he's learning. He's got the body type to be a complete beast at defensive end or defensive line anywhere. I like his attitude. I think that he's going to do very well if he picks up all the traits that he's going to need to move forward. But I do like him as a draft pick. He just has to learn a lot more and get a little bigger and stronger. So I said before I thought the defense would gel sooner than the offense, and, well, I was wrong. The offense looks like it's clicking very much on all cylinders, even this early in the season. Kubiak's offense is going to be crazy. Watch it unfold, and we're going to be blown away on how great it works. I just cannot wait. It's a great time just to examine how he inserts himself into the game. And you can see it on all these plays. He's a mad scientist. I love it. Yeah, our defensive line is going to be crazy. It's going to be much improved. It will really ease the stress on the secondary and the linebackers, which were very good. A little bit late. Tackles were kind of lame, but come on, man. It's the first game against someone else. We got to get rolling. We will certainly be rolling next week when we roll into the Texans. Oh, my gosh. That's right. One of the best defenses of last season. We're going to see a lot from that aspect, especially the practice and the scrimmages. I hope we get to see some of those.
We hear about how good their defense is. How good was it going against it?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good challenge. You feel their rush. They do a good job, pursuing and playing fast. And, felt a lot like these joint practices can get. We throw a jab, they throw a jab in terms of just making a play here, they make a play there. And that's kind of pro football right now is it's very back and forth. And, I was pleased with the way we made some plays. Just would have loved to have, finished the last period, I guess, with with more production.
A lot is made of the Texans' defensive line, but they've also got, a bunch of guys in the secondary. How do you feel the receivers and the tight ends kind of managed that today?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good by them. I mean, Brock won on a thunder route, did a nice job. We had some good match coverage coming across the field, some different receivers. Honestly, it was probably more the rush. Just a couple times where you felt like, hey, I got a chance here, but I'm kind of having to navigate the rush a little bit. So it's good, though, because 7-on-7 doesn't really give you that real simulation. So I thought they did a good job against the coverage.
I saw you get a little upset toward the end of practice. So what exactly happened on that?
Well, my elbow got hit, and I joke with Max. I say, you can touch me anywhere you want. Just don't touch my arm. But you want to bump me in the ribs. I think if anything, hit me in the hips or the ribs is actually good because it simulates what I need to feel. I said the elbow and the shoulders where I could sprain something pretty easily. So if you could just help me, I got some scars from some hits in real games where helmets go into armpits and things, and it ruins your season. So I was just asking him to just stay off the arm, and had to remind the Texans as well. You can hit me anywhere you want, or I might as well just take the red jersey off because you're playing with sometimes an understood rule that if it's not understood, then what are we doing?
In this offense, you guys have to throw to a spot so much. That doesn't show up on a stat sheet on an interception when a wide receiver runs a wrong route. How frustrating is that when you deal with timing?
Well, I think it just gives us a great chance to talk about, the details, talk about the adjustments, talk about, how much offense we have and how things could come up at any moment from 2-3 weeks ago that we just got to be able to have that recall. And it's a lot of volume right now in training camp. We kind of keep throwing things at young guys, and there's a lot to handle. So it's understandable right now. When you get to the season, I remember when I was a rookie, Mike Shanahan used to say, like, Kirk, when you get to the season, you can kind of pare down what you're focusing on because you have a game plan. But in the preseason, it can be pulling from a lot of places. So part of the journey, part of the process, and it'll be good to talk about when we watch the tape.
What did you think about the work you were able to put in today just as a team?
I think it's great. Especially we go against our defense, which is fantastic, and it's a top defense every single day, and then now be able to go against the Texans defense, which is also a top defense in the league, go against them, be able to get some reps with the ones against the superstars on their defense, and then obviously their twos are fantastic as well. We got so much work, whether it was move the ball, first down, third down, red zone, 2-minute. There's so many situations, and I believe overall it was a positive day. There were plays that I loved and plays that I wish I had back, but in reality, that's a lie. I wish I didn't have them back because it's a growing experience, and it's practice. It's practice, and this is what I love, and it's just a beautiful day to play football here, and I'm so happy if so many things to learn from today.
Fernando, this is a timing-based offense, so there's times you have to throw a ball, and if a receiver runs a wrong route, gets picked, it goes against you. How hard is that, just learning quickly a new offense that is so timing-based?
Yeah, I would say that it is tough. However, everything that is tough, you wouldn't want something to be easy. If it's tough, it's worth it, and that's why it works at the highest level. And it's great because the teammates, we rely on each other. We rely on the receivers to make the right timing and right route. The receivers rely on the quarterback to throw in the correct timing. The linemen rely on the quarterback to get it out on time. The quarterback rely on the lineman to give them that time to throw it. And then the tight end, there's so many different variables of it. And when we all rely on each other, I believe it makes us closer. And when we become one oiled unit, and we have all this synergy and become a dynamic ecosystem where we're evolving together, playing on time, be able to make, and then still make some off-schedule plays, but mostly playing on time, then that's what teams in this system take the next level.
From your perspective, what's the learning experience on the interception in the red zone for you?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a great learning experience. It was a learning experience where I progressed through my progression. I thought the safety was a little deeper than he was, and at that point I might need to either put it lower in Ashton so he stays away from the hit and he drops down, but that's the beautiful nature of film. We're going to be able to go in there, watch and learn, and although I treat every practice like a game, there's no negative repercussions from today except learning experience. So, you never want to let your teammates down in a red zone period, but at the same time, it's the best time for it to happen, especially against another team. So I look forward to watching the film, and sometimes in the red zone, you got to throw it away, or you got to scramble and extend a play. It's not always going to be there, and I always see it as a puzzle. I have a piece, and I can either put it in 5 little slots, whether it's a first read, second read, check down, throwing away or running, and that one I try to put the puzzle in the wrong piece, and it happens.
Being able to compliment like those types of plays that you make and then getting over it so quickly, is that something that you've always done that's come pretty natural to you, or something that you've had to kind of learn?
something that you have to learn, especially as a quarterback. But the next couple plays, we were able to have a 2-minute drive. We weren't able to capitalize, but I didn't feel any burden after that play. It was like, okay, cool, it happened, but now I got to focus on the next play, on the next present moment. It would be letting my teammates down if I let that burden me throughout the next couple series of plays, because then I wouldn't be able to play on time and they wouldn't be able to rely on me. But I think whether there's going to be negative plays, whether there's a negative play, whether it's one of the teammates, whether it's me, whatever it is, we all are able to bounce back from it and have a forward-thinking and optimistic mindset. Whether it's, hey, tranquilo, which means calm in Spanish, hey, tranquilo, and move forward, it's all good.
On the other end of that spectrum was the pass to Brock Bowers, a big play on that. How reassuring, for you, for your confidence, is making that play, not just from you, but from the team standpoint as well?
I mean, both of those were against the Texans' one's defense, which shows the spectrum of how I'm a rookie quarterback. I need to get better and learn from experiences, but those are two experiences that I learned from, good and bad. And sometimes you might even learn from the bad a little bit more than the good. So I think, the offensive lineman blocked fantastic on that play, and Brock Bowers is no explanation needed. Brock Bowers, so it made it easier there. But it was for sure reassuring that you could go out there and say, okay, it's one of the top defenses in the league, but at the same time, football is football. And if you make your read and you stay disciplined to the process and take what the defense gives you, then you can reap the rewards or reap, let's just say the negative consequences.
What did you see from your film on Thursday against Arizona, and what are your expectations for Thursday against Houston?
Yeah, there was a lot of things I saw against Arizona. I think it was good to get my feet wet, and we weren't able to come out there with a win, which put on myself. I think my teammates did fantastic, but I think it's a good learning experience, and I'm looking forward to playing Houston because, one, they're a great defense. Two, I feel like now with the experience, be able to move forward. Like I said, tranquilo. My feet were a little fast, a little out of control, be a little more in control, survey the field, see it a little better. I'm really excited for this upcoming game and all the opportunities that I have in the future. What was the opportunity today? And then the next opportunity will be Thursday. Then we have practice, and then we have the Niners. Every opportunity forward, I'm trying to capitalize on.
You talk about going up against the ones defense today and also working with the one offense. Clint said that was kind of the plan going throughout the week. Just how do you approach that mentally coming into today, knowing that was going to happen?
I think with an opportunistic mindset. It's such a blessing and an honor to be able to play with the ones, but it's also a blessing and honor to play with the twos and the threes and get reps in general. So I'm very blessed, and I see it as an opportunity of the coaching staff believing in me, and whatever opportunity I get, I want to take advantage of and make sure that if there are positives from that, learn from it. If there's negatives from that, learn from it. If there's neutrals, learn from it. So I think it's great to get the speed of the game because every group is fast, but the ones might be elevated a little bit more. So to get that speed of the game, be in there, be able to not only execute the play, but also command the huddle, see and read the defense pre-snap, post-snap. There's so many different elements that I think are elevated and accelerated with that group.
Something that I noticed, from the preseason game, obviously your family was there. Your brother was on the broadcast as well. How cool of an experience is to see that, and how do you feel like you and your family has adjusted to Las Vegas and just the team in general?
Yeah, I think Las Vegas has been an incredible city. It's been incredible to be here. To be completely honest with you, from the outside in, at first I had a notion about Las Vegas, but when getting here, I was completely wrong. My family absolutely loved Las Vegas, and my brother, who's 14, said he had the best time in Las Vegas. He wants to try to move out here. He was on the roller coaster. My entire family we went to some restaurants, super nice, so many dining experiences, and it really shows everybody that there's so much to do on the Strip and in Las Vegas in general, on and off the Strip. Whether it's talking to the Raiders fans, whether it's the dining experiences, like I mentioned before, the roller coasters, the concerts, just it's the entertainment capital of the world. There's so much to do, and it was nice for me because I was able to focus on football because my family was so busy with all the amazing events there is in Las Vegas. They went to go see the Wizard of Oz, and then we went to go dinner, and so it was fantastic. My family had a fantastic time, and I know they had a blast, and they look forward to the next time. And they say whether I play or not, they want to come out back again. So I'm like, great for you.
Can you give us your thoughts, Fernando, on Caleb? I just asked Kirk about him. Just what are you seeing from him, Caleb Rogers, at that right guard spot? What impresses you?
Caleb is a year older than me. However, him being a year older than me, I look up to Caleb. I look up to Caleb like I do most offensive linemen. The way that his enthusiasm, the way he approaches the game, the way he approaches life is something that I look up to, and I'm incredibly blessed to have him as a teammate and as someone that I could learn and grow from. And like I said, his approach to life, the game, off-season, just everything is top tier along with all the offensive linemen. So to be around him is a joy.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Fernando.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
So what I hope to see in this next game next week, next Thursday, is an improved cadence. I want to see timing improved and communication a little bit better, not so spotty. I'd like to see a little bit better defensive line play, even though it's not the first guys. I'd like to see more pressure. Maybe not. I don't know. Depending upon how the coaching staff wants to set up these training because it's training, honestly. It's preseason, but it's still training. The bullets don't fly till our first game of the season against the Dolphins. Excuse me, the fish. Or should I say, the mammals? I don't know. Squish the fish for sure. We should, but you never know. The NFL is full of games like that. We've been through many, many, many of them. I really, truly believe our secondary will improve vastly once our defensive line steps up. And I mean, from the first game, they're going to be blown away about how fast the ball comes out and how much more time they have actually to take the ball away. We only had 16 takeaways last year, folks. Ain't enough. Not even close. So we got to kick those numbers up quite a bit. That's going to happen in that secondary and linebacking core, I expect. I expect us to be better against the run. Not let the edges open last game. Oh, my gosh. So there's things that need to be improved upon. And, when you listen to the head coach, he don't mince words. We have a lot of things to improve on. We did some things well, but we have a lot of things to improve on. And that's the truth. And the players know it, and he knows it, and the coaching staff is coaching their ass off to make sure these things happen. I am excited about this year. Mendoza looked outstanding, poised in the pocket. I mean, I think they're going to have a hard time holding this guy back and keeping him off the field.
Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, that's
made his debut last night, lost, and took it kind of hard. Here's Clint Kubiak and the number 1 overall pick.
I saw the same guy that we've seen in practice. I see, an ascending player. We just got to keep getting better.
Unfortunately, I let my teammates down today, but it's a growing experience, and I feel like we're all growing, and it showed me that I need to grow a lot.
Okay. What did Mendoza prove, Danny?
He reaffirmed and confirmed what I felt before the preseason, which is Fernando Mendoza should start week 1 for the Raiders.
Wow.
He should start week 1 for the Raiders.
Thank you. I love this take.
And
I love it.
I bet you I can move you closer to me by the end of this.
Let's go.
Okay?
Let's hear it.
All right. First of all, recent history is on my side.
What do you mean?
Number 1 picks when they start for their team.
What is it? Has it been good?
Well, some of them have, some of them haven't.
Well, then I don't know if the history's on your side. Like, hey, look at all these mistakes guys have made.
Hold on a second.
Ward, not on your side.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did it set any of them back?
It certainly didn't help Cam or Bryce. Certainly didn't help. Joe Burrow got his knee blown out.
Wait a second.
The Prince, they got the number 1 pick the following year as well.
Okay, but that's
Caleb's coach got fired.
To be honest with you.
No.
How many coaches has Trevor had?
But there's obvious differences here. It's 3 reasons. 1, most of the time they start. But 2, he also, this is not 36 starts. It's not Kyler Murray with 500 pass attempts. Over 1,000 passes in college. Over 36 starts, right in line with Goff and Baker and Caleb and all those guys. Plenty of experience. And you mentioned coaches getting fired. Kubiak's already there.
Yeah.
So, when Caleb played for Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron. Then he gets Ben Johnson. He has to unlearn that stuff. Same thing with Cam Ward. 2 coaches, first 2 years. Yeah. Clint Kubiak gets to just start working with him right now, so it'll be the same system in year 1 and year 2.
I know they want to let him wait or whatever. Everyone's got an opinion, but like I said, the team is going to know if he's the better quarterback. And when that happens, you can't pull the wool over those guys' eyes. They got to see it. And if they're seeing that they're not getting the best out of the team or out of the coach or wanting to win all the way, that's a problem. I don't think that's going to be a problem with this coach or the staff. I think if Mendoza stands up like he's already showing, that maybe he will start. We'll have to keep an eye on that. It's a big question mark. Everybody's talking about it. But, well, you know, I don't care about everybody else. I care about the Raider Nation and us only. That's what I'm talking about. Well, that's what I got to say. Texans will be a real eye-opener. We'll see some more. I hope to see some improved play because that's all you can ask for. We'd like to see a win, too, which would be nice. But if not, it's all about the process. Let's get this process done because games are coming on us quickly, folks. And that is all I have to say about that. All right, it's time for the Boneline.
Okay, Raider fans, here we go. The Boneline.
7755 Raider 7755 Raider.
Throw the nation a bone. Throw me a bone. Get on there and throw your bones. If you don't like your first recording, do it 2, 3, 5 times. I don't care. We'll pick out the best one. Don't be shy. How could you be shy? You're a Raider fan. No, we're all loud and proud. Get on the bone line because we got some guys shouting it out right here. We got some great takes, and here they are. From the nation to your station.
Best part of the show, as you know, it is for me for sure. Love listening to the Raider Nation. Hey, listen, man, if you're listening to our show, call in. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Get in there. If you have a question, comment, feeling, get on the bone line. Throw us a bone and let's talk about it. All right. Our first caller will be Raider Skyler from New Jersey. And he's a fairly new Raider fan. Like I've told you guys, this team's going to pick up fans because it's interesting. We're now, we're an up-and-coming team, of course. So Skyler has some questions. He's got some comments. What do you got for the nation? The Raider Nation, my Raider brother.
Raider Greg, Raider Randy, Raider Nation, what's up? This is Skyler calling from New Jersey, a first-time caller to the Raider Nation phone line and a second-year Raider fan. I had the very unfortunate distinction of becoming a Raider fan during the Pete Carroll year last year. We all know how that went. But anyway, I wanted to give you my initial reaction to the first preseason game that just wrapped up. And there was a lot of negative. There was actually a lot of more negative than positive. I mean, to be quite honestly, especially with the defense. The defense has a lot of work to do. We had so many missed tackles, it's not even funny. We really do not know how to finish drives. We really don't know how to finish drives. Now, the positive thing, I'm obviously going to talk about Fernando Mendoza. That kid, 96 yards and a touchdown in his debut. I'll take that any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Kirk Chains, I like that. I like that from Kirk Chains. And Washington Jr. is an absolute stud. I can only imagine him and Ashton Genty really taking over the backfield. I already can see a 1-2 threat between those two running backs. But the main thing I want to see us improve on, especially on defense, and the penalties. 7 penalties in the first half? Are you kidding me? We're not going to win a lot of games with 7 penalties in the first half. That can't happen. Now, luckily, it's preseason and we can clean this shit up. But overall, I just want to see us improve situational football. Sometimes it's almost like we don't understand the why. We don't understand what the situation is. It's almost like we had no sense of urgency, especially with Aiden O'Connell on the field. I thought with Kirk and Fernando running the offense, I thought we did a really good job showing that sense of urgency. But with AOC, I think we just don't have it. I think it's going to be the Kirk and Nando show, and AOC. I don't know about him, man. I really don't know. But overall, I'm liking where this team's at. We just got a lot of work to do. And I will be very looking forward to making more calls to the bone line of the future. But for now, Raiders, Skyler out.
And first, let me just say this. I'm sorry you joined us during the Pete Carroll reign. We all had kind of an idea that maybe it would get better. We didn't have any idea that it would become what it became. That being said, welcome to the Raider Nation, brother. It is the most insane fan group. There's no such thing as I don't know how to say it. Raider Nation is just a unique bunch of fans. You'll have a great time no matter where you go. If you see one in an airport, you see they got a shirt on, start talking, blow your mind. I mean, that's how I know the Raider Nation. You just find each other all over, and it's always something wonderful. Your take on this game. It's preseason, brother. Yes, our defense needs some work, but we don't have our defensive line, up front doing it. That's why our defensive backs kind of look terrible. Our linebackers were a little bit slow. Yes, we have some issues there, but it's not a complete game plan. What I saw was a too high safety most of the time, which I think is going to be our base. So that means we're going to have some great guys in the middle. You know, that's where we get hurt all the time, have been for years. But this is just the first game, bro. We have really great players, and we really have some outstanding coaches. I am very positive about this year, bro. Hang in there. And while you're there, learn about the history, man. Get down and dirty and find out everything there is to know about the Raiders. Because there's a lot, my good brother. Thanks for the call, man. And our next caller needs no introduction, but he's going to get one. Raider Claus is in the house. Ho, ho, ho. That kind of Claus. What is going on, my good brother? Let me just say this. Thank you for doing all you do. You are a super fan. You do great for charities. I mean, you're definitely one of those Raider fans' favorites. It's coming up soon to your favorite time of the year for sure. It's coming up soon. I can hardly wait, brother. And thank you for the call as well. What do you got for the nation? Because it's always pretty damn good.
Hello, Raider Greg, Raider Randy, entire Raider Nation. This is Raider Claus checking in. Day after the first preseason game against the Cardinals. First string looked really good, the offense. No negative plays, no penalties. They marched right down and scored a touchdown. That's what you want to see. Good mixture of run, pass. Cousins spread the ball around. He had time to throw. I don't think he was touched. And that's what we want to see from, our offense. And I think that Cousins should be our starter until we're out of the playoffs or something. Mendoza looked good. There are some things he has to work on. He recognizes that. I like this kid. He's going to be here for the long haul. But if we can let him grow, mature, strengthen, and get up to speed with everything, we've got time with Cousins if he operates the way he does, and I'm hopeful that he does. Our defense, well, I know it was vanilla. We're playing these guys in the regular season, so we didn't want to show anything first time out there. But they need to be better at tackling. They missed some tackles, and our third down performance was pathetic, I thought. But again, we've got stuff on tape for them to work on. Not all the starters were in there, but I'm happy with all the acquisitions we've made. Everyone played well. I think it was a good start, a good first step, something to measure our team with, and for the coaches to continue to work with all of the players to continue to get them to play in the new scheme together and kind of changing the culture. I think it's working. So pretty excited. I just can't wait for the season to start. So, look forward to seeing you guys out at some of the games, and go Raiders.
Well, that's exactly how I felt. I mean, the offense looked crisp. Cousins has complete command, and he just did what he had to do. And I think that he'll be a good quarterback. Mendoza played great as well with the second team, but he is still learning, and that's fine too. But like I said, I'll say it again, I'll say it forever. If Mendoza looks better than Cousins at any time, as far as a consistently better, well, it's time to move. That's all. And if that's not the case, well, then we'll just stick with Cousins. Heaven forbid he gets hurt. But all those things are in the possibility zone. And I feel pretty good about our offense. Our defense, very vanilla. And, it's preseason. We're trying to figure out where we're supposed to be. Each one of these players has a style they play with. They have to get used to what each other is going to do. Once one guy knows you're going to cover that inside more than the outside, or you're going to take that guy that shoots the gap, I'll get this. If you start seeing that happen, that's what we want. That's the team we're going to need. And our defense will be just fine. Trust me on this. Once our defensive line is in there and things are happening and popping, man, I'm going to tell you, things are going to change. You're going to see a big-time change in the defense, especially at the linebacker position. It's on, man. I'm here to tell you, remember what I said, because by the time our first game happens, our defense is going to be rocking hard. Thanks for the call, brother. Always good, and thanks for what you do. And our next caller, longtime caller from the Central Valley. That's right. Raider Loon is in the house. A lot of knowledge here, man. Check it out. What do you got for us, brother?
Raider Greg, Raider Randy, Raider Nation. It's Raider Loon right here in Imperial Valley, California. Right here out of the heart, El Centro. Got a few thoughts after that preseason game. Not doom and gloom, not overreaction either. But it did reassure me of what I thought this season was going to be. And normally when we have these seasons, it wasn't planned. But I have confidence in this organization, starting with Kubiak, that this time we have a development year, and that's what this year will be a development year, that we will be developing for our future in a way where we will be on the upward trajectory instead of, oh shit, we lost a shitload of games, we weren't expecting it to be this way, so it just became a development year. No, I think this development year will be very intentional. Raider Nation, rest assured, Max Crosby I don't think is here to stay. He's only here out of happenstance. He wanted the trade, it's alright. Made my peace with that, but I think if he has a good season and we're nowhere near the playoff level, which I don't really see us being, I think we trade him for a really good package. I don't know to what team. Hopefully it's not the 49ers. I couldn't stand that, but whatever. If he's gone, he's gone. He already wanted out once, you know. He's just saying the good stuff to save his brand, Raider Nation. That's all I know. He's got a brand. He built it. I know he loves the Raiders, but he wanted out as well. You can love something and still want out. So I think that's what's going to happen. It's a development year, Raider Nation. Don't get too down on the Raiders, especially if they don't have, you know, a lot of people are thinking like, oh, we're going to make the playoffs, or we might have a shot at making the playoffs. We might. You never know, but realistically, I think this is a development year, and I can't wait to see the quarterback develop. Can't wait to see our cornerbacks develop. All our offensive linemen who are young, our young wide receivers. I mean, we still got the worst receiving core in the league. That's why our cornerbacks look great in practice, but when we got in the game, they got torched. They're young. They're going to grow. Remember, Raider Nation, development year. Raider Greg, Raider Randy, love you guys. Raider Loon, I'm out.
I really love how you broke it down, man. Very well done, for sure. And in that whole learning and learning how to play with each other, you have the Kubiak teaching team that's out there. These guys are going full-time all the time to teach these young players how to play. And they have to learn how to play not only individually, but as a team, and that takes time. And I'm perfectly willing to give up this year to see improvement. I mean, to see things, to see our Fernando get better, to see our whole team get better, the defense, the offense, and especially the special needs team from last year. I hope it improves. We need a real big help in that department. I never thought I'd say that, man. Crazy. But Mendoza looks good. Cousins got command. Our team looks good. There's a lot of growth that needs to happen, and it's happening. And I think the coach understands that. The staff does as well. I think as fans, we have to understand that too. And I think we do as a nation, as a fan group. I think we're probably the smartest of all the fan groups, at least the ones that I've talked to anyway. Love the call, brother. Love the passion. And that's a great idea for this year. It is a training season, and that means this whole season. But it should unfold nicely. We should see some greatness. We should see some fantastic football in this season for sure. Great improvement, I think. Thank you for the call, brother. And our next caller needs no introduction as well, because you know him. You gotta love him, because I do. It is the Cheesehead Raider. In the house? What wisdom do you have for us now, Mr. Cheesehead Raider?
Raider Greg, Raider Randy, Raider Nation, this is the Cheesehead Raider calling from Wisconsin. Raiders lose their first preseason game. Whoop-de-doo. Don't see or watch preseason to expect this, that, here. Just want to see how people get out there and play. Well, let's start out with the good stuff. And, of course, I know everybody's going to want to talk about Fernando. He looked good. I'm not going to deny it. The thing that I liked the most is when he was going through his progressions. First spot, second, third, he was going dump it down. A lot of rookie quarterbacks, they snap, do the 3-5 step back, look at their guy, and then throw the ball. And I didn't see that a lot with him. He scanned the field. Very happy to see that. Something that I am personally happy about was the running game. The backup running back who's going to be number 2, Washington, I believe his name is, that one run of 53, 52 yards. Oh, my goodness, that was just a thing of beauty. I am a run down your throat type person because that just breaks the defense. Man, that was a beautiful thing to say. All right, now let's get to the bad. And there was a lot of it. Now, I am going to say this. First preseason game, I believe it was only 11 practices they had before. The vanilla offense, the vanilla defense. Tackling was good, so I will say that. But we got ran all over. Secondary, I mean, our corners, very young, rookies. Hey, I understand. They got a lot to work on. Again, not saying that this is an indication of what the season is going to be. You got a new defensive scheme, new defensive coordinator. It's one thing to practice, but it's another thing to get out there on the field. Now you got film to look at. So look at the next game. Raider Nation, Cheesehead Raider on mode.
I love you, brother. I just do. We have such like-minded thoughts. Yes, it's preseason. Yes, our first team offense looked pretty doggone good, and we can run the football. Genty and Washington will be a dynamic duo in Clint Kubiak's offense, which I love. Defense, vanilla. There's a lot of work on that secondary, but like you said, they're young. I agree. They're going to get better quickly because they're good players. They just have to learn the speed of the game and learn each other. I mean, that's the team part of this team sport, I truly believe. Special teams, I'm worried about, dude. Big time still. We got to get this kicking thing and the return thing figured out quicker. Our special teams coach ain't messing around. There's going to be a big change in this Texans game. You watch, mark my words. Love the call as always, my brother. Football season is here. I could tell you are as ready as the rest of us are to get this show on the road. Well, our last call is not least in the least. This is Raider Claus. And I've told you guys before, this guy's big into charity, and he is. And he does a very good job. He represents big time. He's got some news. Listen to it. If you're going to be in town on the first game of the season, get to this poker tournament, man. Get that money. And even if you don't play, contribute. You don't have to play to pay, if you know what I mean. Raider Claus, what's up?
Hello, Raider Greg, Raider Randy, the entire Raider Nation. This is Raider Claus calling back. Hopefully, Raider Randy will let these shameless plugs go through, but I just wanted to touch bases on the hype videos that I'm posting. If you can, hit me up on Instagram at RaiderClaus87. I also post them on Facebook, Raider Claus, or the website, RaiderClaus.com. Also, anyone that's going to be in Las Vegas for opening weekend, come on out and support the Nation Booster Club of Las Vegas. They're hosting a charity poker tournament on September 12th. I will be there. Come on by. It's for a good cause. 50% of net proceeds will go to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital and U.S. Vets. And then 50% will go to the TNBC Las Vegas community outreach efforts. So it's all for a good cause. Come on down, have some fun, have some drinks, have some food, and come on by and say hi. All right? Go Raiders.
First off, I'm honored that you put that on my show. I appreciate it. I will share anything like that all day. That's just what we do. That's how we roll. Also, I want everyone out there to understand Las Vegas. There's some hurting people out there as well. It's not all, rich gamblers and that kind of thing. There are people that are hurting big time there. Just like any other major city, it is a major city with major city problems. And thank you to the Raiders organizations that contribute, that work hard. Raider Claus is just one of many of the super fans that represent the Raider Nation in the best way possible. And you just got to be proud of these guys that put it on and do it, because it's like a job. Matter of fact, it's harder than a job. And my heart goes out to all of you. Raider Claus, you are the man. Well, that will do it for this edition of the Raider Nation podcast. I appreciate you listening to our little show. Thank you, Randy, the producer, who's always out there taking care of business. Yes, longest running show ever. That's because we are fans doing it for the fans. And no subscriptions, no hit that this, no hit the bell, no whatever. We don't roll that way because we are OG Raider fans doing it for the Raider Nation. I am Raider Greg. Until the next game, which is coming up this week, I am out.
Raider Nation, podcast keeping alive. Raider Greg since 05, we continue to thrive. By the fans, for the fans, commercial free flow. Raiders are back, baby, let the world know. Silver and black in my veins. No commercial breaks, just the truth. Raiders are back and we bossing. Silver and black on the carpet. Greg in the booth since the 05. New season energy, we different, yeah. Straight from the dirt to the penthouse suite. Used to be Oakland, now Vegas, the heat. Baguettes in the shield, watch how it shine. Grinding since 05, we ahead of our time. From the black hole to the desert sand. Held it down when they didn't understand it then. Now the Jets fueled up for the new campaign. Wash away the doubt, let it pour like rain. Raiders are back and we bossing. Silver and black on the carpet. Greg in the booth since the 05. Real fans, we don't do the talking. Commercial free, keep it authentic. Oakland to Vegas, we winning. Worldwide nation, we global. New season energy, we different, yeah. Raider Greg, nationwide, always free. Back, baby, we back. 05 till infinity, out.